It was really like a big, giant musical laboratory. We kind of took over this house in San Diego and moved just a ridiculous amount of musical equipment into this place. And we had everything from, you know, multiple drum kits, every kind of guitar setup, bass setup. We had acoustics, we had keyboards, we had a mellotron, we had everything that you could think of, and we would just go in and treat it like we were mad scientists set loose in a laboratory. And I don't know, just the energy. What I remember about this album is the energy and the enthusiasm and the want to do something different and cool. And I don't know, it was a lot of fun.
And Tom mentioned earlier that you took the most time making that record and possibly even the most money making it. Like, we don't care, we're going to do this until we have it right in our own minds. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, the big deal for us was to take off any kind of preconceived notions of how we were supposed to do stuff, take away any kind of chains that we might have felt we had, to try and, you know, keep the ethos of the punk rock kind of culture that was instilled in our band, but also just expand. There's a lot of great bands that came out of the punk scene that we were really paying attention to at the time, and a lot of other bands. I mean, we were open to a lot of stuff at that time. I mean, there was a lot of talk just about the Beatles, you know, and trying to figure out, you know, musical journeys that other bands took. And I feel like every great band has had that time in the career where they all somehow went to like a house somewhere or did something different, whether it was Zeppelin or Stones went to the south of France somewhere, or, you know, we kind of stayed in Southern California. But
by the way, nothing a label likes hearing more than, we don't care how much money or time this album is going to take. We're going to stay in the studio, and we don't care if it takes us a year or 2 years. Just keep giving us money.
Yeah.
That energy that you were talking about, Mark, and the whole process of making that record, is that something that you seek to do again? Did you have it when you made Neighborhoods? Have you had that feeling in any sort of music you've made?
Neighborhoods felt different for sure. I think that in my mind, I think that we need to go back to that kind of focus, group focus. When we did Neighborhoods, we would come together, we'd work on things, and then we kind of split up and everyone would kind of do their own thing, then we'd come back together. It was kind of like this natural breathing process. It was cool for Neighborhoods, but I think that I prefer group focus right in the middle of everything. Like when an idea happens, Travis can, hang on a second, I got an idea, and then he goes into the room and he tries something, and that inspires something that Tom comes up with, and vice versa, you know, with all of us. I think that when the three of us are together, all the best shit happens.
Nice.
Sexually.
This is Travis up here. I don't know why I introduced him. You already know who he is.
You guys get to hear Travis talk.
All right, Devin. Where are you, Devin? Devin, this is your question. All right, have Mark and Tom ever said anything on stage when they're doing banter that is just either embarrassed or bummed you out?
No, never. I mean, it keeps the shows like really lighthearted and just fun. But half of the time I'm cracking up trying not to piss myself. So yeah, no, I think it makes for a good show. I actually like when they talk.
I like when they talk too.
I actually do remember that there was an episode where I thought that jokes about having sex with dead bodies was kind of interesting. And I do remember a little bit of a sit down, like, I don't know how funny that was. Nothing too major, but...
That's an untapped well right there.
But it was funny, like, we were, you know, I don't know, we were just over the having sex with moms jokes, we just took it somewhere else. You know? And to me, that's the art, you know.
This is one that many of you ask, so there's many names to this, and it's somewhat of a generic question, but, I mean, we've talked to you so many times over the years, I don't even know the answer anymore. What is, and Mark, we'll go to you first, what is, if there is one, the best memory you have of the band?
The best memory.
I have my favorite Mark memory.
Your favorite what?
It's always bad.
It's charming. You guys want to hear it. Well, the first thing that popped in my head was when you got completely naked and covered yourself in suds and went into the Goo Goo Dolls dressing room and, where the fuck's my towel? That was good. But,
yes.
But that wasn't my favorite, though.
And they brought the cops.
The cops?
The cops, and their tour manager ran out of the dressing room to get the authorities, and I was like, oh shit, that was a little too far.
Big suds everywhere.
And so I drive myself off real quick and put my clothes back on. The cops came over. They're like, you see a naked guy? I'm like, he went right over there. Like a fucking cartoon. cartoon.
Yeah, that was good. We were doing it, my favorite one of all time, though, was we were doing an interview, and me and Mark were sitting on a couch, and this journalist is on the floor, Indian style, interviewing us. And halfway through the interview, Mark acts like he's just bored, you know, so he goes, I gotta go, and acts like he trips over his feet. But to catch himself, he puts his hand right on the guy's dick. And the guy didn't know, we don't know this guy, right? I remember the guy just to look and you're like, oh, whoa, and like just the way it went down, oh my God, I swear to God, I almost died. That was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. So that's my favorite Mark memory. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Hoppus.
By the way, me and my guy are celebrating 10 happy years together. I remember when the band got back together, we did a tour of North America, and we played Madison Square Garden. And Madison Square Garden is like such an iconic venue and so much history there. And we went on stage, and it was just a great show. I thought that we played well. I really felt like the audience connected with us. And I walked outside just feeling so proud of our band and thankful that we got back together. And I looked up, and there's like the Empire State Building next to a full moon. It was just a really cool moment.
Nice.
And me and our booking agent were kind of like talking and high-fiving and just man crying with one another.
Oh, okay, you were looking at me, kind of. Nothing.
I was thinking about full moon.
All right.
Wait, I want to know what Travis's favorite moment is. What's your favorite moment in Blues history?
What did that look like?
Shoot, man, maybe when we made the video with the midgets, that was my first couple shows with Blink were really fun because it was like last minute, it was like an hour before a show, and it was just something brand new, and then pretty much every moment after that was awesome.
Remember when we sent the little people to accept our awards?
Yeah, we got nominated for a MTV Europe Award. I don't know if we didn't want to go or if we were touring at the time, so they sent the three little people from the Man Overboard video to accept our award. And they got in a whole bunch of trouble because I think they got really drunk before the awards, and then we won. And they like ran up on the stage and they put like a Blink sticker on the thing and they knocked somebody over and then they took the award. They were way punker than we've ever been in our lives.
We were like, the audacity.
Travis, I asked you this years and years ago, but I kind of want to revisit it, and just I love hearing you talk anyway. But when you first joined Blink, did you ever have nerves, and did you ever feel like it was still an audition even though you were in the band?
You know what? It happened so quick. It was like, played a couple shows with them, and then a week later, like 2 weeks later, Mark and Tom called me, and they're like, hey, you have a show tomorrow. Meet us in San Diego. So it was so quick, man. I just kind of back to the wall, balls to the wall, kind of do the damn thing. You know what I mean? Just try to show up and do as good a job as I could. And then, I don't know, it happened really fast. But
We were nervous he was going to kick us out. He could say it better than we were. We thought we were out of
what I
it.
love, so it's really tricky. That was my goal at the time was to play the drums, have enough money to have somewhere to stay and eat. So playing in this band surpassed that by a million, you know?
Yeah, it happened like, it was like 2 hours. We needed a fill-in drummer, and we were already friends with Travis, and we're like, dude, do you think you can play these songs? And he's like, yeah, well, you know, I have some of the albums, and I've been on tour with you, so let's go in this room, and instantly.
And we're like, it's really, really hard.
It's really hard.
Really hard.
Music is really difficult.
I was like, you know.
Some of the stuff goes like this.
Actually, we changed it to all of the stuff really.
So you're playing the bass right there. Mark, I'm coming to you. You can grab their solo cup. You can get the, okay, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Don't get the solo
It's
cup.
empty. Anyway, I walked back there meaning to get the solo cup, and I just remembered that I finished my drink. I know, hey, I'm a champion. I fight through this shit.
What song was the fastest from beginning to end and being done with no changes? You're like, holy crap, that's done.
Rock show?
Was it
Writing or?
Writing, producing it, and just be like, wow, I can't believe we just did it like this. The music came together, we're all
My
like,
rock show? Yeah.
and what?
Rock show, I mean, I wrote rock show in about an hour in anger. we were writing the songs for Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and we were working in the studio, and we're like, we're artists now. We're not that punk rock band. And our manager at the time came in and was like, I think there's cool songs on here, but I don't really hear any like radio singles. That's what the radio's going to latch onto. And we were like, fuck you. And I went home and I'm like, you want a fucking radio single? I'll write you a radio single. And I'm just like, just do like. And I wrote just like the lyrics I thought would be in a single, and it actually ended up being a cool song. So.
The first date was when that same
Yeah, and the same night, because Tom and I were both pissed at our manager, and so I went home and I'm like, I'm going to write you a stupid radio single, and Tom did the same thing, and so I wrote Rock Show and Tom wrote First Date. Which was the first 3 singles off that album.
Other shit was good though too, right?
Yeah, totally.
Where's Ryan from Indiana? Hey, Ryan! What's going on? Ryan wants to know, did anyone's grandpa really eat 7 fucking hot dogs and shit 3 times, shit in their pants?
I'm sure somewhere someone's.
The universe is infinite.
Yeah, in the world of infinite possibilities, nothing is impossible.
Where's Heather? Heather Emick? What's up, Heather?
Hi, Heather.
Good to see you. This is for Travis. Do you wear cologne, and what's your favorite cologne? If you do wear one, that's her question.
Jakar?
Oh, favorite cologne.
Oh, man.
Excuse me. Somewhere cologne.
Smell, yeah, just like soap. Soap.
I wonder if whenever I smell a man wearing cologne, I'm like, what's the fucking agenda here, pal? What's the...
Travis uses a body borrowed bath oil. Correct.
Tom, this is for you. If you were not famous and as handsome as you are,
Please, I can't
Imagine that shit.
I added the handsome part in this question.
That wasn't in there.
What do you think you would be doing with your life?
A urologist? I would never make it as an astronaut. I'd be a ufologist probably, right? A ufologist. I was driving, delivering concrete before this. I was skateboarding a lot. I would never have made it as either. So I broke my back with one, and I wasn't that good at skateboarding, but I loved it. I don't know. I was going to be a firefighter in high school. I was a cadet. I used to try to go to fires. I was going out doing all those drills and shit. I used to carry around all the helmets and all shit. So I was really involved with the fire department for a while. And then they started calling me and telling me to push ups and weird shit, and I was like, fuck that. But they did. They literally got mad at me. They didn't call me to tell me to do push ups, but they did call me and yell at me about being late and shit, and I'm like, fuck. I'm not getting for it.
Where's Jim from Huntington Beach? All right, Jim. Jim, this is a good one.
Beach is named Jim.
All right, this is something more serious than about the shit. With each member doing a lot of different projects, and I'm adding a little bit to your question, by the way, and just a lot going on in your lives with family and all that. What challenges did you face when you returned from the hiatus? Mark, the challenges you faced once you guys...
The major challenge that we faced after the hiatus was being able to be, I don't know, not walk on eggshells with one another, to be like, to have the familiarity and the comfort to be able to say, I don't like that idea. I think that all of us were too ginger with one another in the beginning. That was a challenge. To get past that, like trying to protect this precious flame from the wind, you know, and have it stand on its own and be able to say like, that's a cool idea, but what about this? Or I'm not really into that. Just rather than saying like, cool, yeah, that's awesome.
Tom.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. I always tell people, when people ask questions like that, and one of my answers, I said it earlier today, I remember I was talking to somebody about when the police got back together, and I was like, why didn't the police make another album? And they said they just couldn't do it, you know, they couldn't get along. And so I always tell people the journey of the Neighborhoods record, as much as we had to walk on eggshells and all that, we were able to like at least accomplish it and get through it, and that was like the first step of getting ready to start running, and that's what we hope to be doing with the next album, is be running again.
All right, you talked about next album.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's coming.
Okay. This is my own question now. Where are you in that process?
Oh, I don't have my phone. I have song ideas on my phone. That's where we're at in the process.
Right, which one?
R-E-T-E.
So it is going to happen then?
Yes, it is. Not only is it going to happen, we have a lot planned, you know, like we said, fan clubs, albums, tours, big announcements coming. And I think the most exciting of all is that the celebration of this record, more than anything, for me, I think, is the fact that we're going back to record a record that's far, hopefully, more ambitious and better than where we've been. So, and we're going to try and attack it the same way, which is really, really digging in deep and challenging ourselves a way we've never done before.
Excellent. I think the running theme of the questions, because I read all your questions, you guys, is everyone appreciates each member so much. And there's a lot of bands out there, you don't know who plays an instrument. You may like a certain member, but you know some of the songs. But with this band, you know what each guy is about, you know what each guy stands for. And I think that's like a running theme that, look, we appreciate everybody. We hope you continue to not only play live, but make music. And we segue to this question. Dan and Nicole want to know, oh, hello. You guys have been seen at Disneyland. Travis, I'm going to you. Do you have a favorite ride there at Disneyland or California Adventure that you'd like to ride with your kids?
Yeah, the cars. The cars ride with all the Cadillac fans on the rocks. I'm a sucker for shit like that. So yeah, that's our favorite ride.
Tom, you like Tomorrowland? There's aliens possibly there.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Tomorrowland, but the Cars ride is like a whole other level. That's a really great ride. I'm a big fan of the Star Wars ride where you get to see all the different
Star Wars ride.
The Star Tours.
Oh,
yeah, and
the Star Tours has been there 100 years.
Too long.
Yeah.
yeah, but and they still have Captain EO. Best, of course.
Mark? I'm a traditionalist. I'm going to go Space Mountain.
Very nice.
Well, Captain EO was just, it was like a ride at his ranch and bring some wine.
What is the best Blink song to have sex to, Mark?
Whichever's the shortest one. The shortest